In studio for a little bit is Dr. Bill Cassidy, United States Senator, having changed his tie to, in Erin's mind, something a little more appropriate. I got to tell you, for LSU and Alabama this weekend, if you're not watching on the KEEL YouTube channel or the KEEL Facebook page where the video is streaming, yeah, Matt's going to lean in and get a great photo of that.
We'll put the pictures up at KEELnews.com later.
Purple and gold tiger pattern, and down toward, it's got the tiger eye of the
Oh,
tiger
man.
down toward the. Before we went to break, we were talking about the Caravan, and you and I had talked about this on the radio before a couple of times. In my mind, when 10,000 people, 7,500 people, I tend to think it's probably more. When that many people show up at your border, that's an invasion. That's a civilizational jihad, for lack of a better term. Am I wrong?
Well, I'm not going to quite put it that way because let's face it, some of those folks are desperate, they're vulnerable, and the American people have always been very, very generous to vulnerable people. My family came from Ireland a couple generations ago because there was nothing to eat in Ireland. On the other hand, I think how Trump is handling it. What I saw today, Trump has said, unless you come to a border crossing, you're not going to be given refugee status. What happens on the border is that folks come across in the desert. When they are arrested by the Border Patrol, they have been coached by attorneys exactly what to say in order to get refugee status. Now, that's gaming the system. Let's have you come through the border crossing, and if you come through the border crossing, you actually have attorneys who can question you to see whether this is just something you've been coached in or whether it's something which seems to be accurate. And so I think the president's trying to strengthen our hand against fraud.
Birthright citizenship. The president is threatening his own executive order to change. It depends on whose legal opinion you happen to go along with via the 14th Amendment, the Constitution of the United States. Your thoughts?
Clearly, the 14th Amendment was meant to make sure that folks recently freed from slavery would have citizenship. Clearly, that's what it was about. So the question is now, can we apply it to anyone who has been born here? I've also read different legal opinions. The fact that you read different legal opinions tell you that there is a legal opinion in support that this was only for those who were emerging from slavery. It should not apply to those who come here from China or the Middle East. They call it birthright tourism.
Yeah, U.S. birth tours.
Yeah, just to have a baby and then to leave. That is, again, gaming the generosity of the American people. And I think that needs to be changed. By the way, y'all probably heard that video of Harry Reid in 1993. Mm-hmm. Harry Reid saying, this is nuts. We shouldn't be doing this.
A country that would give this kind of birthright citizenship can only be described as insane, his words.
Yes, totally. So I think the president is right to take this on. I always tell folks, if you want a president who will break eggs, this guy will go buy a carton of 18 and turn them upside down and hit them with a hammer.
The president signed a bill on drug transparency. It kind of got buried last week because we had the bomb crisis and all that. You've been working on that a long time. Is this going to lower my cost? That's what matters to me, Senator.
Totally. So this is about, by the way, this started because Louisiana pharmacists came to Washington, D.C., and they visited others as well, pharmacists from elsewhere, but they came to my office, and they said, listen, under contract, if Erin McCarty comes to see me, and the contract says that I can't tell her that it's cheaper for her to pay cash than to pay her insurance copay, I can't tell her to save money by paying cash. I am working for the insurance company, not for Erin. Just picking you. Mm-hmm. And so I mentioned this to a fellow. He goes, yeah, I went in to buy my Lovenox, and it was going to cost me $190 copay. I just happened to ask, what if I pay cash? 70. Wait, I'm saving 120 on a single prescription? Yes, he pays cash. The president, I put up and others put up a law that would outlaw these gag clauses. The president signed it into law a week or two ago. It is now illegal for the contract to say that you can't be on the side of the patient.
So I'll be told when I go get my prescription, hey, it's cheaper if you pay cash.
Well, you may want to ask.
Okay.
But on the other hand, ideally, the pharmacist would look at the bill because the pharmacist can tell it, and she would say, Erin, it's going to be cheaper for you to pay cash. I mean, significantly, $120 perhaps, maybe 15. But I can tell you there's, in aggregate, a heck of a lot of money that consumers will save because of this.
It still sounds to me, though, like drug prices are still out of whack, and we can still do more on that front.
There is so much more, and if you look on my website, cassidy.senate.gov, I have a 8-page bill. It's 8 pages, but you can read it. Called "Making Healthcare Affordable Again." Guess where we got the title from? Anyway, making healthcare affordable again, and a lot of it's about drugs. And I can tell you, the administration is implementing a lot of it. I just love it because they're looking at it and they're saying, "Huh, Bill Cassidy." Let us just say publicly, Cassidy has this on his website. We like the idea and we're implementing it. And I'm honored, but I'm also pleased because it's going to be lowering costs for Americans.